Hello, everybody, and welcome into another episode of Connected by Seams podcast, episode 18 with the fellas. What is...
Big 1A!
I don't know what that is. That is awesome, though. But hey, here we are, episode 18 with the fellas all here. I'm Seth Smith along with Garrett Smith and Danny Espinoza. Again, we caught up with another modern-day Monarch and alum, and now a catcher in the San Diego Padres organization, Blake Hunt. Super cool for us to catch up with Blake. He was able to, catch us up on this funky 2020 season and how he spent it kind of in their own bubble. And it was a really fun conversation. Don't want to spoil too much before we get there. But before we do, let's catch up around the sports. NBA finals are set, Lakers and Heat. NHL, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And yeah, really now who cares, because we have no say. My Nuggets got smacked by the Lakers, who look pretty good. Should be a decent series, though, so we'll see. But again, NHL, Tampa Bay Lightning, they are the
Isn't that like their third title NHL in the last 6 years?
In Tampa Bay, too. That's like when when the Ducks won it. It's like we haven't seen snow in freaking years, but all of a sudden we have the best hockey team. Let's go. But same thing for Tampa Bay. Yeah, they've been John Stamos, right? That's who they have. John
Stamkos.
Oh, Stamkos. Sorry, I thought it was John Stamos.
Cast of Full House is out there.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, I was thinking. Dallas too. I mean, they had a heck of a run too, but. NHL
Corey Perry had a hell of a series.
Yeah. But hey, let's go right into our highs and lows. And while I'm on the mic, I'll just go first. The highs, as you can see, with the W flag behind me, that's been flying often this year. Cubs making the playoffs once again, set to make another run. Fired up for that. I'm sure the man next to me on the video portion of this interview is probably pretty fired up as well as he shows off the C cap. But I can't wait, man, especially with the layout this year and just kind of how everything's going to go. I'm fired up. I've been watching Cub videos on YouTube, maybe getting a little emotional from 2016, but it's time that they get on a freaking run again, man. I'm tired of
luckily they started hitting.
Yeah, I'm tired of that.
But dude, their offense, I don't know how they won. What did they win? 40 games, 42 games or something?
It doesn't matter now, but they got to figure it out, man.
But yeah, no. Chris Bryant actually hit.
I want Toronto.
Toronto?
I would love to see it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Toronto.
I want Toronto because I was there in that organization for a very short time, and I enjoyed my time there. But I was able to see and meet and, become friends and stuff with Vladimir Guerrero and Biggio and Bichette and Gurriel, and they're the greatest group of kids, and I'm like, dude, I want them to win. And I got a couple other buddies.
How would that be too? They got booted out of Toronto. It would be rad.
Well, shoot.
Man, what a great city to. Well, actually, they're not playing in Toronto; they're playing in Buffalo.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got.
Couldn't even play in there where they should be. Already dealing with so much, but yeah, they've been on a heck of a run. But that's why I'm kind of bummed. The Cubs got the Marlins here in this first round, and it's like, shit, it would have been kind of cool to see the Marlins upset someone and kind of make a run.
Hey, they still could.
Hey, come on, man! I just went on my highs of the week. God damn. But hey, we'll take this conversation after everyone highs and lows, and we will carry this on because we got an idea. For that whole bracket and playoffs thing. But that's my highs. My lows, made a super spontaneous quick trip up to Orange County, went to lunch actually with Garrett. Don't worry, that's not my low.
This is your low?
So we went and grabbed lunch in the plaza in Orange, which was awesome. Again, I'm getting to the low. I'm just a bad storyteller. But we had a good time. Eventually went home later that night and made it to the train. We were on the platform ready to go, all four of us. And I take the train decently often. I've never really, this sounds terrible, but bought a train before stepping foot on the train because you can just do it from your phone with a click of a button. So we get there and they open up the doors. We see the lights come. We get ready. We like put our bikes on and we hear some lady like, "Oh, excuse me. Like you have to put it in the back cart. Like if you guys could just go to the back cart." And it's like, oh, "Okay, yeah, no problem." And next thing you know, here comes old Chief around the corner, like waving his hand. "You guys have tickets? You have bike reservations?"
Do me a favor.
Like
Say hi to the guys real
bike
quick.
reservations.
Hey,
I don't
you
even.
guys surprise for you because you guys want to see Billy so bad.
Hey, Billy! What's up, brother?
What's up?
No way! Little Billy Kemper?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mr. Big Wave, right there.
That's
Yeah, it's
freaking
Mr.
sweet.
Big Wave right there.
Wow, everyone. Again, hey, little plug. We're on YouTube. Please go check us out on YouTube. But anyone know who Billy Kemper is? Danny, where he works out at the W training facility. Billy Kemper also gets after it there. And Danny just giving us a little cameo. That was awesome.
That was freaking sweet.
That's
Danny,
sick,
when are we
huh?
getting W facility shirts or hats for each of us? I mean, come on.
I got something better. I got some Joe Cancerelli shirts. They're
Even.
gonna come out soon. I got him.
I'll rock it.
Yeah, I got some good. We got good stuff coming for Joe.
Oh,
Alright.
Joe's the man. Haven't met him, but I feel like I have just from talking to you every week and hearing what an awesome guy he is.
I didn't mean to interrupt your highs and lows.
Oh no,
I think
you go
we see
from
where this is
awesome
going.
Joe was to not awesome this guy was. But yeah, he eventually told us as I'm showing him like my phone with the app open, like we're buying ticket, like you're here, you're not leaving. We weren't late. Like you're supposed to help us get tickets. If anything, you can't just tell us not
He
to get
kicked
on
you
because we
off?
don't have them. So he yelled at the lady, "They don't have bike reservations or tickets. What should we do?" And she like turned around like, I don't know. And he was like, "Well, sorry guys." Walked in, closed the doors, left us on the platform. So then had to figure it out from there. But
No way.
yeah. I just don't get it, man, because we weren't late. We made it to the train. We weren't asking you to hold up. We weren't anything. Like, what is the difference of if our car broke down and we needed a ride home? That was our only ride home. We just made it in the nick of time. You're telling us we can't get on because we don't have bike reservations? There was 4 people on the train. It was 11 o'clock at night.
Last train of the day, though,
Like-
right?
Some people, you know, some people are just assholes.
I
Yep.
couldn't believe it, man. I felt so bad. I had like a group of people with me, let everyone down. But thank goodness,
I'm sure Justin was thrilled.
it was all right. Yeah, he wasn't too shabby. He was fine. But we were good.
Based on he didn't want to miss the train the whole time, and then
Well, I think it was because we didn't miss it, dude. Like, not to mention,
no, yeah.
Ryan
For real.
rode his bike with us to the train. His freaking chain fell off 19 times. So we had to stop, we battled through adversity just to get there. And then that guy had to
Just
show
shits
how
in your
cool he
pants.
was.
Then he crushed
Then
you
he just had to
guys.
show how cool he was. Yeah. So that was awesome. But those are my highs and lows.
I'll go. Okay, well, we had a pretty good high, but G and I finally got to go mountain biking together.
Yes, sir.
He's really fast downhill. You know, I'm like a turtle. I take my time.
Danny's really fast uphill.
I'm really slow down. I'm slow downhill, but I can get you a little bit uphill.
Yeah.
And then lows, I can't really say I had a low. Really,
That's
I
good.
don't have a couple of highs. I'm ready. I mean, I'm
Keep
went
going
in
with the
for my
highs.
pre-op for my surgery for my eyes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So getting surgery on Friday, so I'm pretty stoked about LASIK. So I don't really have, something bad that really happened.
We're gonna need that goggle picture after the LASIK surgery for sure.
Oh yeah, you should have seen yesterday. I had my eyes dilated, and I had those slip-in glasses behind my glasses.
Oh.
Rocking
that's
it.
awesome.
Love it.
All right, what do you got, G?
All right. Well, I got a couple as well. Well, holy shit, that was awesome.
Big old bugs.
Sorry, I'm watching the dogs in the backyard, and they all jumped on the fence, and the squirrel just flew up onto the neighbor's roof off the fence when they hit it. That was freaking sweet. Well, that's a high right there. That was
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Never too late.
No, like Danny said, we finally got after it. Went out on the trails. That was a lot of fun, actually. And it's going to be well, you got your LASIK this weekend, but hopefully a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, for sure.
And also probably my well, I can't say my favorite one because the one after that, but Bali got cleared off of her pancreatitis, so that's always a plus. Plus, on that, I don't have to make her food, so that was. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but God,
Chef Boyardee, huh?
Every freaking day. But the biggest high of all is Seth and I have a little nephew that came into the world last week.
Yeah.
So I actually get to go hang out with him tonight. So
Dude, that's so
Nice.
rad. Colson
congrats to
Mack.
Savannah and Josh on that.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, little
shout out
Colson
them.
Mack.
They do listen. Colson Mack, 5 pounds.
11
Little guy.
ounces.
Yep.
5 pounds, 11 ounces. Freaking about 4 pounds of that is his hair. And
Yeah.
Lucky guy.
yeah, you can relate. But
Yeah.
get to go hang out with him tonight. So looking forward to that.
Sweet.
But my low, I mean, the week's going all right. My biggest low is the fact that Seth said that, coming up to Orange County and seeing me was his low. So that.
Hey, if I would have known it was going to lead to that mess, we would have never came up. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
That makes me feel so much better.
No, I'm just kidding. It was a good time. Everything up until 11:01 was a good time. But like I said, it was out of the blue anyway. We were just randomly went up there. We were just supposed to go for a couple hours and ended up hanging out for a little bit longer than that. But it was a good time. That's our highs and lows. We hope you guys, like Danny, didn't have any lows this week. But yeah, that was a heck of a week. We're excited for this interview. Again, episode 18 already here, the Connected by Seams podcast. Caught up with Blake Hunt, a catcher in the Padres organization, was recently added to the 60-man player pool. But we'll send it to the interview now with Blake. Enjoy. Hello. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another episode of the
Now press record. There you go.
Seams podcast as we welcome today's guest, another modern-day alum and a catcher in the San Diego Padres organization, Blake Hunt. Blake, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? Blake, you there?
Great. Really happy to be here. Yeah. Sorry. Am I cutting in and out?
No, you're good. You sound great now.
Okay. All right.
How you doing, man? Where you at? Where are you having this great Wi-Fi at?
I'm at my apartment out here in Arizona, in Peoria by the complex. If I need to switch anything up, just let me know.
No, you're good, man. I'm just giving you a hard time. But we were talking a little pre-show. You're out in Peoria. We'll get into kind of everything. But what are you doing out in Peoria right now? I know it's a crazy year with things, but just kind of let us know what you're doing out in Peoria right now.
Our minor league side of things we got going there. They brought a lot of guys out for an instructional league this year. A little bit different than normal years. We're going to be playing a lot more games. Normally it's a bit more one-on-one with, teaching staff. But they're going to get in about 40 games, I think.
Wow, 40 games in how much time?
About 45 days. So we have just Sundays off. But, other than that, they jam-packed
Wow.
our schedule. And I'm hoping to get 100 ABs.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work for a catcher, too.
A lot of bullpens.
Yeah, that everyday grind, man.
Yeah, luckily my legs haven't been killed too bad this year just because we haven't played much. But I was catching every single day down at the alt side in San Diego, so I'm ready to go.
Hey, you're still young. Take advantage of it, man. You still got those fresh legs. But let's kind of talk in and get started how everything kind of got started for you. You mentioned, or I mentioned at the beginning, a modern-day alum, another fellow Monarch joining us here on the show that's turned into, a successful career. And you're a Costa Mesa resident growing up in the Orange County area. I know we love our local teams. What about you, man? Did you have a favorite team growing up, favorite player, someone you idolized, anything like that?
Yeah, I liked the Angels growing up when I was really real young. Actually, David Eckstein was my favorite player. You know, like a scrappy, kind of great team guy, and that's that's someone I always wanted to be like, and I loved watching him play. And then when I got a little older and I started getting more into the catcher position, my favorite player became Buster Posey. So I followed the Giants a lot, but I definitely stayed in California and definitely like those two teams a
It's
lot.
funny that David Eckstein was your favorite player, and you mentioned scrap. You're not exactly a small dude, so how did that come
Blake,
about? Just
for anyone that doesn't know, Blake's about what 6'4", 2 something.
Yeah, about 220, 225. Yeah, definitely not small anymore. I was when I was a kid. I was scrawny, shorter than everyone, and it was tough. You know, being around an older group of guys trying to play up levels and kind of being the smaller kid out there. But you know, right when I went to high school, I had a huge growth spurt, and that's why I am now, just because of that. But I was even still scrawny in high school. I was 175 and I was still 6'3", and it wasn't until basically pro ball I started putting on real weight.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still nice to have Eckstein as someone to look up to. You don't have to be his same stature to look up to someone like him. I mean, that's a guy that just went about the game the right way, played hard, played with what he had, the talent that he had, and you know, that's kind of everybody. No matter how big or small you are, you play with what you got, and you give everything. You give 100% of what you have. You know, and that's a really, really good guy to look up to.
Yeah, you could definitely find worse of a role model. That's for sure.
Oh
yeah, I never had the fortune of getting to meet him, but I know he coached with USA Baseball for a couple of years, and I had some buddies that they got to work out with him and got to know him
That's so cool.
pretty well. But he's a great guy to be around, and yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned meeting him. We had actually, our grandparents have had season seats to the Angels for 45 plus years, and his brother Rick used to stand in the tunnel like right behind my grandparents' seats, and we'd see him every time, and he looks just like David. And so we met Rick, and then one night we were walking in like Newport Beach, and sure enough, David
right.
Eckstein, 5'5", just cruising down the boardwalk, no one having a single clue it was him. But he was like right by like
minutes
Perry's
after
Pizza.
A game too.
Yeah, he was like right by Perry's Pizza back in the day, if anyone knows where that is, by Blackie's and all that. Just walking, and sure enough, we said hi and got to meet him. But again, it's just like you said, it's someone that you don't have to put, you know, when you first look at him, doesn't come out as a star or World Series champion, but boy, he sure worked hard to get where he is, and that's something you can gravitate behind. So, but you mentioned high school kind of filling out as you got older, 3-year player on varsity at Mater Dei. Us three knowing how hard it is just to get on the varsity squad in general, let alone play 3 years up there with the big boys. You hit 400, nearly 400 as a senior, 6 long balls, eventually drafted 69th overall in the 2017 draft by the San Diego Padres. I never got that phone call, could only imagine what that's like. The man below me has, so you two are in that together. But talk about that moment, man. Where were you? Family, friends? What was that like for you?
Yes, the draft altogether my senior year was like a whirlwind. I didn't really see it coming at all. I had one offer going in my senior year from Pepperdine. And, you know, everything kind of came together real quickly. And on draft day, I wasn't even playing on friends. I was actually going to go to some other close guys that got drafted before me from Huntington Beach High School. Nick Prado and Hagen Danner, they had a party, and my agent called me the day before, and he said, "Hey, I think it's going to happen. You probably should be, you know, with your group at your house, because, you know, it's an emotional day." And I ended up having it at my house, had a lot of close family and friends. And to this day, best day of my life, no doubt. I've never cried so hard. And there's so many mixed emotions that went through the day, and so many ups and downs with calls coming in and out. It's hard to describe in full detail, but there's nothing that could have prepped me. There's nothing anyone could have said that would have prepped me fully for it, no matter what. So you just had to experience it. And I was really happy to be selected by the Padres. So far, I've been excited to hopefully get to San Diego one day.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And you mentioned kind of how it happened so quickly. And when I was trying to read and find stuff out, everything was kind of late bloomer. You know, everything was, you climbed the ladder super late. Next thing you know, you're drafted on the first day of the draft. Maybe not something you saw coming, or maybe many others, but the Padres took that chance, which is freaking awesome. And you mentioned Pepperdine, though. Was there other schools involved? Was that your, main choice? Was it the draft or Pepperdine, or what was that decision like, to decide to go to Pepperdine if not the draft?
They were the first offer I had as a junior, and it's tough in Southern California with the competition we're around, and you see guys left and right committing to all these big schools. It's easy for coach to say, "But don't panic. You can wait." Me feel special and to be a leader in their program whenever I step foot on campus immediately, and so I decided to sign with them as a senior. So I had my national letter of intent written and signed with them. And yeah, I told teams when it came down to the draft, like, I really valued an education, and I had no saying no to some money and saying I want to go to school. And it would have had to have been the right opportunity with both the team and, life-changing money, that it would make sense for me to do that. And so, the stars aligned with the Padres.
Danny, you're smirking. What's going through your mind right now?
He gave a really good answer, Danny.
Yeah, because it is, and it's true. Like, when you're in high school, it's got to be like, for a lot of people, it's like, well, if it's the right money, well, what's the right money? Like, everyone's got a different number, right? And to be able to tell people that, that education was real important is awesome. But it's just funny, like, when I always hear people be like, oh, the right money was going to pull me away, but you're 18, and if someone threw $100,000, you'd be like, oh shit, I don't even know what $100,000 looks like. You know what I mean? But I mean, for me, it was a money thing for sure, going out of high school. But to be honest, like, I wanted to go out of high school. I did not want to go to college. I was kind of a different route. Like, yeah, I valued education. Family owns a law firm. Like, education ran in my friends, my family. But the way I looked at it, I was like, I want to go play every day. I'm sick of going to class. I don't want to deal with the other stuff. I just want to go play. I want to work to my dream now. And it's just funny to hear everybody's story. Like, it's like you said, when
it's all in perspective.
It was a long time ago for me now.
Yeah.
I was drafted when you were in diapers, so it was kind of like,
Yeah.
it was a little bit ago, but it's cool just to hear it again. Like, everything come together for you. It's awesome to hear those stories.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it came down to the question, like, I had to ask myself, like, whenever I was thinking about signing out of high school, I'm like, you know what? Like, my friends are going to college and getting their degree in their major in preparation for what they want to do with their life. And I'm like, well, if baseball is what I want to do with my life, why not start now? That was the other question I had to ask.
Wow.
So
I've actually never heard it like that.
I want to stay and work in front office.
That's the truth. I mean, all your friends go to school to work on the jobs they want to work towards. And so, if you're good enough to go out of high school, I mean, that's what you're really working for. Is it's like going to college, it's like going to school to be in the big leagues. And, you're just grooming yourself at a younger age to get to the big leagues, to get in the system faster and be up there faster, hopefully.
Exactly.
Well, you took big steps in 2018. You dealt with some injuries and just kind of nagging things that kind of lingered around, but take big steps in 2018. You caught more innings than anyone else in the Northwest League. Your walk rate went up, strikeout rate down. What changes did you make that year, or was it just kind of finally being healthy and settling into figuring out what pro ball is?
Was it launch angle? I feel like everything's launch angle.
Not launch angle. No. No, I don't. All these people, all these hitting coaches on Twitter, I try to stay away from. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's totally different. We could get way off on a different tangent.
Oh yeah.
With me, ultimately, all my confidence kind of stems from my health. So health is something I've struggled with overall, like with my arm, and my entire body, and staying healthy. And I had a few injuries at the end of last year, and that kind of nagged, and I had to push through it. But once my arm was feeling great, it gave me more confidence behind the plate, and that carries over to the plate well with the bat. And yeah, just kind of narrowing down an approach and figuring that out, because that's something that, I didn't really go to high school. I just happened to be a little bit stronger than other guys. You kind of have to refine your approach a lot better when you get in pro ball.
Yeah, you can get away probably with a few little things in high school that get exposed at pro ball for sure. But you've made that adjustment, man. The powers kind of come your way as well. Last year, you're still just 20 years old, or last year at the end of the year, just 20 years old. This season kind of a wash with everything going on, but finished with a career high 9 home runs. What we kind of talked about it a little bit, but what are the major differences of the everyday grind of minor league baseball? We've talked about it a few times on this show of sometimes when you get drafted and you got to go out, you're doing your laundry for the first time. You're doing, stuff that people don't realize other than needing to go play between their lines. There's a lot of other shit that goes into it. So I don't know if you can maybe talk a little bit about that or anything that stuck out the most for you in that transition.
I mean, the game starts to speed up a lot. So I think the key, and the higher levels you go, for me was finding like a routine with like my swing each day and getting that dialed in. And then obviously I'll take care of my different lineup. That was a big adjustment. Kind of like I skated by in high school, getting by with not a lot of effort and not a lot of preparation. And that definitely, I had to wake up to that fact in pro ball that I couldn't get by that way anymore. And every day when I got to field, that was key. Everything off the field with my, doing the laundry the first time, getting away from mom and dad, that wasn't too bad getting used to, but you had to grow up real quick, and I got used to that.
Well, it's nice to hear you were able to do it at so young of an age. It didn't take you a couple years to figure that out, and maybe it be too late. You can kind of figure that out early, figure yourself out, get into that routine and try and make something work. Just to catch everyone up, Blake recently added to the Padres 60-man player pool, this season being different, the roster sizes, things like that. But it gave you a chance and an opportunity to showcase your skills at the team's alternate training site. I believe you were at USD, University of San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. What was that like? And maybe explain for people that might not know, including myself, what was that every day like? Did you guys play games every day? Was it scrimmages? Was it workout? Like, what did you guys do every day at that alternate site?
Yeah, they had us playing games every day, and that kind of varied depending on what I always had to do. Some days it was 3 innings, some days I was there the whole time, so I was catching every day, getting plenty of reps. So I got added right around the trade deadline, and obviously everyone knows the Padres made a lot of moves, so we traded a few catchers away. I got the opportunity to come down, and I worked really, really hard during quarantine, and I kind of had a little fire when I showed up, and I was ready to prove everybody wrong in a good way, that why I hadn't been added in and I kind of took it by the reins.
Yeah, that's awesome. So go ahead, Danny.
No, it's good that you saw an opportunity with what was going on with the different situation with this. There's a 40-man, but within that, or there's 60-man, then within the 60-man there's a 40-man, which you saw an opportunity and you worked your ass off, rather than, I think, why a lot of people struggled this season. And this is just my guess, but is that everyone saw this quarantine and didn't work hard. They saw this as downtime. They saw this as off time. They saw this as an extended season with not knowing how long is the second spring training going to be. Oh, shit, it's 3 weeks. We got to get ready. We're not in shape. Instead, you went the opposite direction, took advantage of your time, of your downtime, stayed in shape, probably got stronger. So when you came back, you're in front of a lot of people. And now you show up and everyone's going, oh, shit. You do a little bit with the bat and the glove, and they're like, all right, you're only 2 years in. You're 2 or 3 years away from having to be protected on the 40, but let's put you in the 60. We'll put you over here in this new 60 deal. Now someone gets hurt, now you're the call. So, I mean, kudos to you to staying on top of your game and being ready to go, and you getting the call. That's awesome for you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there any rumblings? I mean, you got to think the organization knows the depth. They take you high. They've seen kind of your growth year in, year out. That has to lead to them maybe giving the confidence to make that trade, get rid of an Austin Hedges who they've had in their organization for a number of years now. But talk about that. Are you and Austin close? I mean, he's a Jay Serra guy, Orange County. Did you guys have that connection prior to becoming Padres together at all? I know he's older. He was like my grade.
I was always a younger guy around Austin when he was in the minor league ball. Hitting coach Joe DeMarco, and we're around occasionally. Talked to him much, and then obviously as soon as I got drafted, obviously being a fellow Trinity League guy and with the same organization, we started talking a little bit. And once I got into the pro sessions with our off-season workouts, we started hitting together, and he's a great guy. I really wanted to kind of learn from him. Obviously, in terms of our depth at catcher, you know, with trading guys, and then obviously getting Nola and Castro, it's kind of out of my control. Everything's up to the organization. I just have to play well at the end of the day, and whatever decisions they make, they make. But we do have another a minor league catcher, Luis Campusano, in our system, who's great, and we hopefully one day we'll be able to tandem together in San Diego. That's our goal.
I remember maybe the best thing that was ever told to me when I started my career, and I always held on to it. And I don't know if you'll know the name, but Dimitri Young, Meat Hook. He was on a rehab assignment when I first signed, and he told me, he said, "You'll be in the big leagues within 2 years." When I got there, and I was kind of thrown back. I was like, I don't even know if I was activated to play yet. You know what I mean? Like, we were just talking one day after a game. I might have played a game, and he said, "You're going to be there quick." He said, "But let me tell you something." He said, "Don't ever look behind you, and don't ever look in front of you." He said, "Because every year they draft someone to replace you," and he said, "and there'll always be someone in front of you." He said, "Take care of the place that you're at right now." And he said, "If you take care of you take care of the level that you're at," he said, "you'll take over the top." He said, "Don't ever look back."
It's actually really good advice and a good way to look at it, because I mean it's true though. I mean it's a business for them. It's your dream, and it's a business for them. So yeah, they're totally trying to what they think is bettering when you're sitting there thinking that it's your shot. Yeah, no, that's a good
right. I mean, they drafted Austin Hedges in the second round. I mean, years before you, but guess what? They drafted you to replace him.
And yep. I think the name that he just brought up, you guys were both drafted in the same year, right?
Oh yeah, we were both. We were actually both second round picks. We were back to back. We had 2 picks that year.
Yeah,
I thought that was crazy. That's awesome though. Hey, was that Dimitri Young story? Was that a pre-sausage beater or after he hit the sausage in Milwaukee?
No, this is after, dude. This is 2000.
Oh, okay, all right.
2008, bro.
That was him, right? When the sausage was running by in Milwaukee and he fucking hammered it.
Bat out.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
I think it was.
We'll have to put that clip up.
Someone tell me if I'm wrong, because I want to know who it is. Or like Delman Young or someone.
No, Delman's his brother. It had to have been Dimitri. I don't think Delman would have been in the big leagues at that time.
Yeah, that was great. Well, shoot. Anyone else have anything for Blake?
I was gonna ask what you brought up. I wanted to know what this the offsite life was like, and because I mean, I feel like I would just get so monotonous over and over, kind of same people for the last 75 days, and the fact that he also went through the trades where they traded for 2 other catchers, and how that kind of plays into his mindset. But I mean, he's already answered that with his responses. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got your mind right, and it looks like you know what you want. So, I mean, it's good to hear. It's good to see. I mean, I like that fire.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I can give you a little bit more insight.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, was it like
break it down?
Was it like a bubble setup? Like, could you guys leave? What could you eat? Like, what was it like?
Did you eat dorm food?
No, so they took care of us like big leaguers. They put us up in a nice hotel right next to the stadium, and something that a lot of other organizations no, not the Omni, the Residence Inn.
Okay.
I wish it was the Omni though.
Yeah.
But other than a lot of organizations being right next to the stadium, we went to all the home games, which was pretty cool to experience. And
That's
it's pretty cool to see that fire from our big league club. Obviously, when they were playing hot, it was pretty cool. And then when we were at USD, we were getting tested 5 times a week. They were on top of all that, and they were giving us all our meals pre-made. Good food too. No, not dorm food. Don't worry, it was good food. And we got treated with respect and treated like big leaguers, which was pretty unique. And I can't speak for other organizations, but I have no complaints. The Padres handled it great.
Blake, what kind of tests were they doing? What is there only one test? Were they sticking that Q-tip and scratching your brain, or what was going on?
Little to both. So we had that one, and we also had the saliva. So they
5 times.
they were doing both.
I don't think I'd let anybody get behind my eyeball with the Q-tip and scratch my brain. I'm not in for that.
No, sign me off of that list.
No matter how many times you do it, too, you can't prepare yourself. You still tear up a little bit.
Oh God!
Is it gonna? Will it be the same kind of setup now when you're in Peoria and in Arizona, or what will that kind of be like? Back to normal life?
Yeah, very similar. They're still testing us. We're still in a bubble. We're really not allowed to go out, and they're providing all the meals.
Wow.
We have about 50 guys here, so it's a little bit more than we had down at the outside. So it's even more pressure to keep everyone contained and healthy.
Okay, would you rather take a foul tip off the knee or a Q-tip up the nose 5 days a week?
Q-tip up the nose. That's an easy one.
No!
I can't walk. I can't walk. Yeah. No, I'll do the Q-tip. You get used to it. You never get used to a foul tip.
You said you couldn't get used to it.
How long is it? 15 seconds, right? They freaking swab, the back of your skull, and then they bring it back around.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what to expect. You know the pain. You know what to expect. I'd take that 5 days a week over a foul tip, 100%.
Oh God. Okay, explain to some people. So some of the other guests we've had on, we had Pedro Alvarez, myself. We didn't play. We were fortunate. We came out of college. We didn't play in the lower minor leagues. Tell a couple people what that's like. Tell them what it's like rolling into some shithole at 3 o'clock in the morning and being like, man, where am I going to eat lunch tomorrow?
I'm supposed to do what?
Where's the closest restaurant to eat?
Yeah, it's a question. All of your life decisions, no doubt. You definitely have those late nights. You go on Snapchat and you see all your buddies in college having a great time, and you're like, fuck, did I make the right decision? So it's tough. It's not ideal. You hear it's a grind, and there's no other way to phrase it. I mean, you have to go through it to experience it. Words don't do it justice. I remember last year we were playing in Beloit, Wisconsin, which has been voted by like all the minor league pages as like the worst affiliate in baseball.
Solid.
And we pull up to the hotel. We pull up to the hotel, or actually motel. No, it's the A's. We pull up to the motel that the team's providing us with, and then we go to close our door to our room that's facing out on the street, and our door won't close. So me and my roommate literally had to like push our suitcases up against the door so that we could like sleep with a little bit of peace, knowing that no one was just going to walk
first
in.
Watch? Who's got first watch? I'll take it.
Oh my God.
That's minor league though, right?
We usually try and share how glamour it is.
Well, the good thing is when you make it to the big leagues, you'll look back at all this shit and you'll laugh.
Yeah, it's bad.
It was a great time. Some of the greatest moments I had was in the minor leagues, just coming up. But you'll look back at one point and just be like, man, what else would I have done? I mean, what would have been better at 20 years old, 19 years old? You're rich. You're out living away by yourself. You don't have a mom and dad telling you what to do anymore. You're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's fun. I mean,
plus it builds character. All that makes you who you are.
Yeah, I tried to describe to people kind of it almost makes it sweeter. Like your relationships with your teammates, like it even makes it better because you guys are all going through this shit
Yeah.
together, and for the rest of your life you're going to have these stories together. So it's fun. You kind of make the most out of it, and you just laugh at all the dumb shit that happens. It's awesome.
Yeah, because no matter what you sign for out of Dominican or Cuba or out of high school, guess what? If they put spaghetti out there and it's got something in it, you don't know exactly what's in it. Guess what? Y'all eating the same shit.
Yeah.
Yep. No one going to a restaurant in some small town, and nothing's going to be open anyways, but no one's going anywhere to get something special. You guys are going to sack up and eat whatever they put out there.
Exactly.
Healthy lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shoot, man, we appreciate you so much for joining us as a true fellow Monarch. Good head on your shoulders, hardworking.
100%.
It's pretty awesome, man. This is the first time I got the chance to meet you and talk to you. So, again, thank you for joining us and hopping on. Super easy to set up as well and getting right back to us and everything. So we appreciate you taking the time, man. This is awesome.
Thank you, Blake.
Yeah, thank you, Blake.
Yeah,
Looking forward to seeing you up there soon, too.
Whenever I hope so. But yeah, when I saw you guys were Mardi Grads, and we got a special community, being SoCal, being real proud that we all went to Mardi. So absolutely happy to do it.
We are MD, baby. All right. Well, hey, be safe out there.
Cheerleader.
Enjoy those. Hey, easy, dude. They pay the bills. Enjoy those tests. I hope it gets a little bit easier for you. Hopefully, no foul balls off the knee. But again, we'll talk to you soon, and can't wait to see you progress, man.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a great night.
All right, you too, bud.
Yeah, take care, dude.
So we hear the completion of the interview there with Blake Hunt, a catcher in the San Diego Padres organization. And pretty cool to hear Blake talk about, gets drafted out of high school so young, but the way he's kind of turned that into maturity and in a short couple of years, you can see guys, if they get drafted at a young age, maybe they carry that on too long. It kind of prolongs their career and they're not able to find themselves or mature or make that next step. But he's been able to. I mean, added to the 60-man player pool. Like Danny, you brought up in the interview, you're an injury, you're a call, you're something away from being in the big leagues, now being part of that list. You know what I mean? And pretty remarkable for him to just continue to work his ass off, man. It's kind of what he said. He was kind of a nobody, and then all of a sudden just played in front of more scouts, got more notice. The next thing you know, he's taken on the first day of the draft, and it's cool to see him mature and figure himself out, and his numbers getting better and himself getting comfortable and wanting to grind during quarantine, where maybe other guys saw it as an opportunity, like, hey, I haven't had an off season like this, He turned it into the opposite, and he said it lit a fire, and here he is ready to go kill it at instructional league. So a lot of cool stuff taken from that interview from me. I hope you guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to him talk about, his decision, and, he was so skinny and, just this tall, skinny kid in high school, and the projection in the draft wasn't huge. And he's, we talked about it briefly about having a number in your head. Am I mature enough to do this? Do I want to go to school? Is school more important at this point? There's a lot of guys like a Garrett Cole who turned down, $5.5 million, to go to college. And, my number at a high school wasn't that. I wasn't going to be the deterrent. It was $5 million. I wanted to go play. Not because I didn't want to go to college, but it's like he said, he's like, people go to college to further their career, what they want to do. Like his career, he wants to be a Major League Baseball player. And the best way to go about that is to get in the system and go play. I'm a believer of that. I think certain kids need to go to college in order to develop physically. Some kids just aren't ready physically. But I'm also a big believer is that, if you have it, you have it, and you figure it out, whether it's in college or you figure it out in pro ball. And, I'm happy to see that he's figuring out a routine, figuring out what he needs to do to take the next step to get to the big league. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he was added to that 60-man roster, because like we were talking about, he's now one call away. Someone breaks a finger, and guess what? He's the catcher that's ready to go. So very excited for him. Looking forward to watching his career develop, and hopefully has a great long career.
Yeah, and my points and kind of plays on what you're saying, Danny, how you said, a lot of guys, they're not physically developed to last when they go into the draft out of high school and they go into the system, but at least the physical side that is something that scouts and coaches and teams look at and they go, we can develop that. Like a lot of those things they can develop.
Right.
The more underlying issues are the mental strength and mental ability to get through that type of grind at that young age. And clearly he had, just listening to him talk now, it's only a couple years out of being drafted, but the fact that he took quarantine was like, I'm going to freaking work my ass off. I'm going to go after this. He talked about watching his friends and buddies on social media and questioning, like, shit, man, did I make the right choice? But he knew what he wanted, like the mental side of his game looks to be on point, and probably a lot to do with the fact he's a catcher. Catchers, I don't think get as much credit on the mental side. They got to handle all the pitchers. They got to, manage the team. They got a lot going on.
Handle all the mental midgets.
Yeah, all the mental midgets. Yeah, absolutely. But he's a cerebral guy, and it was fun talking to him. And I feel good things coming along. Not to mention he's a beast. So his size and his physical ability, I don't think he had much to worry on that aspect.
Right.
And the mental side is just complete in the package. So
yeah, now it's just about getting at bats under your belt and to continue to develop and continue to see who you are as a player and what you're going to become. And that's that he's in that process now.
Yeah, I also think it was cool. I mean, obviously, we have no idea. I would imagine the other alternate sites are pretty close to their big league park. But for him to be able to go to the games, you talk about something that's going to make you go to the fucking cage and maybe take some hacks or work on friend. I mean, you're around that. A team's winning like that. They're having as much fun as they are. That makes you want to join that team. You know what I mean? Right. So
plus you
be able to go to those games and like being around, like, I wonder how fortunate other organizations are to have that. I mean, USD is 10 minutes from Petco Park, you know what I mean? And it's a gorgeous facility. So you're not lacking anything by keeping the players close to Petco, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, really cool. Awesome insight stuff. Shoot, we had our own first-hand talk with a bubble. We've never really got to talk with anyone that's supposed to kind of be in a bubble like that. So really cool for Blake to take his time, and like I said in the interview, he replied immediately. Like you said, the modern day grad definitely grabbed his attention, but we're happy he grabbed ours and was able to hop on. Man, we had a good time for sure. But that kind of does it for me. Do you guys have anything else before we wrap up here?
Does it for me. Just good luck to Blake. Get out there, get it done, get to the big leagues, keep grinding. Happy for him.
I echo that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stay healthy too. That's the big thing.
Health. Yeah. I mean, he talked about that. His health is a big key to
He goes off his health. You know, if
yeah.
he feels good behind the plate, everything else works well. So we wish nothing but the best for him moving forward. And we thank you guys once again. Another episode in the books here. Episode 18 finishes up. We thank you guys for joining us. Be another week. We'll put out a fresh new one for you guys from wherever you may be listening from. But a reminder, check us out on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, YouTube, you name it, we're there. Check us out, rate, review, comment, let us know what you think. We love the support. We'll be coming out with a few announcements. We do have the winner of the Danny Espinosa signed baseball. We'll be putting that out soon. We are going to be doing a MLB playoff bracket as well. The three of us will fill out who we think will be advancing to the World Series and winning it. And we'll go from there. But we're excited. We're excited you guys are along the ride and can't wait to continue this journey. So thanks again for joining us. I'm Seth Smith. That's Garrett Smith and Danny Espinosa. Everyone, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Mahalo.